Hello there, welcome back. Sorry about the lighting stuff. I'll be returning with actual lights pretty soon. Just have to get them all out and sort them all out. But I'm just doing this quick video anyway. This video is actually about something that's been on for the last while, which is directors who people think are scumbags in real life. And do you support their work? Right. Because it's been on for the last... It's been very prominent the last year, but it's always kind of been there. It's always been under the surface. There's been scandals over the years, pretty much since the beginning of Hollywood. There has always been scandals. Used to be covered up, now they're not. Stories get out because no one can be bullied to keep them under wraps. So you find out a lot about directors which you might not want to know. And say actors, and do you support their work? And in my point of view, it goes case by case, really. I'll stick to directors because I'm a film guy, so that's really what I'm interested in. The first example I'll give is someone who did something horrible but whose films I really like. So that's more complicated, which is Roman Polanski. I mean, I've always loved Polanski movies, especially from when he started till about, you know, the late 70s. His stuff was great. Then it gets very spotty. I mean, he's not a consistent director from that point onwards. Like he was always eccentric, but he seemed to lose some of his focus at a certain point. Pretty much as soon as this incident happened, which was the rape of the 13-year-old girl. I mean, there's been various bits and bobs about what actually happened, what didn't happen. It looks pretty much like it was a rape. I mean, he was arrested. He served a lot of time. There's a documentary about it. He served a lot of time. There were some legal things, then he left the country, and he's never been back because he doesn't want to go to jail. So he's been in exile since then. Actually, what he did was absolutely horrible. There's no defence. I mean, the documentary I saw seemed to try and sort of defend him in some ways about, you know, but due to the legal circumstances, but you can't defend that. That's just horrible. But I watch his movies. I mean, he's really talented. It's like, you can if you're a film person, you have to watch what's out there that's actually good, which actually elevates the filmic world. You need to watch the good stuff, and Roman Polanski's a really good director. Doesn't mean I'm not queasy about it. I'm very queasy about some of the Polanski stuff. I mean, it's lucky for me basically that the stuff I really like, the stuff that happened, the stuff he made before he did the rape. I mean, from like, you know, the Knife in the Water to Chinatown. There's some great stuff there. There's really beautiful films there. And the films afterwards are less good, you know. But you can't really defend them. Now, do you watch his films after that? I have. I mean, it's one of those things I chose to watch it because I'm not going to conflate a director. A director, who he is, he has to live with that. What his actions were. But the films themselves, that's the art. So there's no real... You can dislike the person of what they did, but you can actually appreciate their skills as an artist. Now, Woody Allen's a different case for me. First of all, I'm not that big a Woody Allen fan. I think his films are pretty shallow. They're, you know, they're the kind of films that people who like to think are clever. But you compare him to someone like Bergman, or you compare to Tarkovsky, and he looks pretty shallow. There's not that much there. So, when the thing happened when he left Mia Farrow for his stepdaughter, that was kind of it for me, because it was creepy as hell, and it continued from then on. I just thought, there's something off there. I'm just not going to watch that guy's films anymore. There's something there. And from then on, people defended him. You don't know what happened, blah blah blah. That's fine, that's your point of view. I stopped watching his films because I just thought there was something creepy going on. You know, it was just, no. So that's another example where I made a choice. I was like, I'm not going to watch this guy's films anymore. There's something just creepy about, you know, making moves on your own stepdaughter and then marrying her. It's just like, how is that ever, how can you ever view that as not creepy? And many people have viewed that as not creepy. He's had a career since then that's just as big as it was before. And he's had lots of respect from the film community. I just never watched the films after that. I just thought, no, I'm not doing anything with this. This is... And I know basically we compare that to the Polanski thing. It's like, okay, I still watch his films. What's the difference? And there's no difference. There really isn't any difference. It's like, it's what line do you take? Like, person to person, what happened. And the Polanski one, it was a one-off, but it was still completely indefensible. I'll still watch the films, but I'm still a bit queasy about it. You know, I'd rather buy them sale if for almost nothing. You know, I still feel kind of queasy about putting money towards his career. But I'll still watch the films, but I'm very torn, but I'll still eventually do it. I don't watch them on release, I just watch them later. It's that kind of weird thing, you still feel like queasy. Against Woody Allen, nah, I'm not going to bother, I'm just not. But the thing is, that has to be a person by person case and has to be your own distinction. You can't just impose on someone else saying, I don't like this person, so you shouldn't like this person. That's bullshit. Do what you do, and it's your own version. You're going to be compromising something, opinion you have, or some like stance you take. It's never going to be consistent. It's just going to be your gut feeling about one person versus another. I mean, there are other directors who have... There's lots of people who you know are basically awful on set, or who have a reputation. Like, I'm a massive James Cameron fan. Apparently his sets are not the most fun place to be. I'm a massive Kubrick fan. Apparently those sets were not the most fun place to be. But I'm looking for the art, not the person. And from what I've gathered, nothing ever happened in those sets that were beyond appeal or anything. They were just tough environments to work in. And it's like, well, that's just the way it is. I mean, Apocalypse Now is a disaster zone of psychosis, apparently. And it's a great film. So you watch it, I mean, everyone's compromised. You can't just say, I'm above it, I will not watch something that had like horrible circumstances. Until something illegal happens, it's still in a case of you have a choice. And even then, you still have a choice of what you watch, but it gets into the queasy element at that point. It's like, okay, some of them I can't quite justify this, but I know what my instinct says. So I mean, it's just one of those things where you have to take your own opinion. The thing that bugs me is people seem to, whenever I give an opinion on this subject matter, it's almost like my non-support of this director because of what they did is somehow important. It's not. No one cares. I mean, it doesn't matter at all, really. It matters if no one will support someone because they can't get any work. But generally, if it's basically you're just one person who's saying, I'm going to support that person, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. They try to justify themselves as a moral person, and most people have shady weirdness in their brains. You're not going to be a very defined, like, consistent moral view of every event, every director, if you're a film fan. There's just some people you're going to say, yeah, I'm kind of a dick, but I like the films. And you just kind of try and ignore it. I mean, that's just the way it is. Because I mean, there could be a lot of directors you don't know about who are utter bastards whose work you support, you think, oh, they're great, and then you find out later they were utter scumbags. It's just trying to say how great I am, and that's boring. There's nothing to that. There's no conversation to that. That's just this blah 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 of how great you are. That's what people are about just now, is how great they are. That's not real life, that's not adult behaviour, that's just you're being too scared to have an actual opinion, too scared to actually say, my opinions are a bit all over the place, which is what real life is. People's opinions are all over the place. No one's consistent, everyone has a weird spots where they're not consistent. That's just life, but people are scared of embracing that part of life. And that's the fun part of life is like how you're inconsistent. What does it all mean? What does your inconsistent thoughts actually mean and say about you? And it's never something simplistic. It's always something much more complicated that you have to try and work out. So, less without rage, please. It's boring. It's really tedious. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this ramble. I'll be back pretty soon with another video, which is going to be about good film books. So, bye. I'll see you soon.